So off, and now for the intro.
Now for the intro.
I missed all of that part. What?
Welcome back to the CheezCast. Zacc, take it away. How are we starting this?
I thought since it's the first ever episode of the CheezCast, I felt that it was honorary to go back to our roots of, stealing our name from regular show.
No.
No?
Technically,
Oh, okay.
we
That's
just
how we started?
rewrote it.
Anyway, grilled cheese. That made a grilled cheese.
You made a
What
I
is
felt
it?
that I felt that would be a strong start. Maybe a cheese of the week thing. A grilled cheese would really help. Settle us into everything. It's showed off, dude. It looks horrible.
It's pretty good, actually.
It's a pretty standard grilled cheese.
I kind of I think mine's
no,
probably the
saying
worst. 'Cause
standard
this thing is
would be a
burnt.
disservice. It's a grilled cheese deluxe from
Yeah, mine looks like
Cheezers.
a burn victim.
Show the back. Burn victim, Zach.
It looks pretty bad.
That's
The
extreme.
cheese looks like
Is it
pus
burnt?
coming out of a burn victim. It looks pretty horrible, man.
My God, I'm gonna reach over across this camera and grab my.
That's the
bread.
one time you barely showed up in that camera.
I barely. Okay,
Because
cool.
he actually actively tried to not put his whole head in the frame.
Well, yeah, because that's y'all's camera,
Yeah.
and this is my camera. Welcome back to the CheezCast, episode 1.
Welcome back to episode 1.
Welcome back.
Welcome everyone. This is my first time. Me and Zacc were.
Don't cut that
Yeah,
out. Keep that.
that's staying in, bro. Exactly why you're. You want me to
This is my
take that one?
first time.
This is.
Zach,
I knew it was a matter of literal seconds before my first terrible voice crack. Get used to it. They're gonna make fun of me every time.
We've been recording for 3 minutes.
3 minutes in.
Well,
And he had the first major voice crack.
that's a couple. It's a handful of seconds, technically speaking.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. Oh my God. So me and Zacc were talking yesterday about me being on camera. This is actually, because I said this might be my first time on, like, if you went to our channel, I showed up in your alien extraterrestrial video we made in high school,
You were in that. I
but
forgot.
I didn't speak. My actual first appearance is no longer exist. It was the hot dog water video.
Oh, I forgot you made the hot dog order.
I
Yeah.
have
For
never
a school
forgotten that
project
video.
out of everything.
It was a dual project. We filmed it the same day, I think.
We did. Yeah, we did film it the same day.
Yeah. Yours
videos
was
are
like
not.
actually funny and not disgusting. So for our school project, we were juniors in high school, so we were 16 or 17 years old, and it was like an informative thing that we had to do. Like we had to
I think it was
very,
how to do
very
something.
informative.
had
it was
to
like
be
a how-to,
video.
yeah. And we had the option to do a presentation in front of the class, or like a PowerPoint, or to make a video. So obviously we were like, we're gonna make a video, and we were the least serious people ever. So I decided to make a video on how to make hot dog water, but we didn't even have hot dogs. I skinned a corn dog and mashed it into the water and drank it. And I just thought that was funny. And that wasn't where the comedy gold ended. For some reason, the whole time my pants were around my ankles. And
But you were wearing shorts.
I was wearing shorts. I wasn't going to be wearing boxers in a video that we posted on YouTube for everyone to see and for our
play in
class to see.
For
We
a
played
bunch
these
of high
videos
school
in
students
class,
to see.
by the way.
Yeah. We showed this. That was a part of the assignment. And as unserious as we were, our school was even less serious. That I passed. That was a passing
Hot dog
assignment.
water.
Not passing. I
Passes.
feel like you did pretty good. Like most people, they just wanted effort. That was all they wanted.
Yeah. That probably was because we did put an effort. But yeah, yours was how to catch an extraterrestrial that was in disguise. So I did something I made hot dog water without an actual hot dog, and you did something that does not exist, and we both passed.
That's a controversial statement right there. Aliens
That
don't
is.
exist.
The types
is
of aliens
controversial.
that we were talking about in that video,
do
there
you
is no
know?
proof of. How do we know?
Well, it didn't work.
Have
that's
your
fair.
steps worked to catch an extraterrestrial in
Can
disguise
you
as
walk
a
us through
human?
those steps?
I
off,
don't.
the top
I
of
have
your head?
no memory of any, not even one singular step, or even one thing about that video other than
I drink hot sauce.
that was not that video. Like, maybe.
That was
But
that video. I came up from behind a counter and just took a shot of hot sauce and then went back under.
all I remember is that the funny joke was that we were going to have me on the hoverboard the whole time, but not acknowledge it. So I was just floating around. Perhaps an alien in disguise.
Perhaps.
Man, this is cold. I shouldn't have waited so long to.
I didn't realize it was going
Shoulda
to take
ate your
so
first
long
half.
to start. I
Oh,
would've
sorry. That's my
waited.
fault.
Yeah, you should be. It is your fault.
But it's actually really good, and that's the reason why we have partnered today with what's the brand of cheese?
Big cheese.
Sargento?
Sargento.
We
We
partnered with
partnered with Sargento today to bring you the Cheezer's unique cheese blend.
That's not true, Dad.
It
that
is
statement.
peppermint.
That's not true.
Peppermint.
That is not true.
It's
peppermint.
unique to
Peppermint cheese.
our holiday
Cheezer's, the
cheese.
restaurant.
We had the holiday
not
cheese,
us.
peppermint cheese.
Peppermint cheese for the holidays. It's like pepper jack, but instead of peppers, it's.
I
crushed
just
up
realized
peppermint.
what you said. Peppermint
Took
cheese.
a minute. Yeah. It's crushed up and worked into the cheese.
Is that real?
I hope to God
It
it's
is
not
real now, thanks to our sponsors over at
Sargento. Thank you, Sargento.
Thank
The
you,
fact
Sargento.
that there's like bacon flavored soda, that wouldn't shock me if there was
I'm
peppermint
sure
cheese.
there is a peppermint cheese out there, but I promise you there's no peppermint cheese in that grilled cheese right now.
Well, yeah, no, this is actually pretty good now that I'm past the initial stage of realizing it's cold.
Just throw it in the microwave, dude.
Yeah.
No,
Okay, cool, because that would have been very disgraceful, to be honest. I don't know why I suggested it.
my microwave is so dirty.
It also keeps saying food.
Yeah, did you do that?
Yeah, I think I forgot to cancel it.
Why does it say?
Why were you
It's
using
not
the
supposed to say
microwave?
I was
words.
warming up the butter so that I could actually put it onto the bread.
Why not
Without
just
tearing
use
up
the
the bread.
oven?
Oh, you want me to warm up the whole oven to warm up the butter?
Do you not put the butter in the pan?
Okay, let me. I grabbed the butter, right? It was cold, so it was like, it's like hard and really difficult to spread onto the bread properly.
Yeah.
So I put the tub of butter in the microwave so that I could melt it
got
down a
it.
little bit so that I could spread it onto the bread without tearing up the bread.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I thought that you like put the butter on the pan.
I did legitimately think, what if I just warmed up the oven to like a 400 and throw it in there for a bit and see what happens? I
think it would-
probably would have melted the
I
tub.
think it would melt.
I probably would have killed the tub of butter.
Oh, you're saying you brought a whole tub of butter and you were gonna put it?
It's not like a big tub. It's a little,
Wait, did you put the
Kerrygold
whole
butter.
tub in the microwave?
Yeah, without the aluminum foil top, but yeah.
No, you put the whole tub in the oven.
Oh,
all
sorry,
plastic
not
and
the
foil.
microwave. I actually put it in your air fryer for a bit.
You used that? I haven't used that once.
I used it for the butter.
Are you kidding me? I didn't even realize that you used that.
Yeah.
He's
Are you messing
completely
with me right
lying.
now?
Yes.
No, I'm dead serious. I used first. I went microwave, then I went oven, then I went air fryer.
I don't think you needed to use all three of those things.
I
just for
needed that
grilled
butter
cheese.
melted.
And the dryer.
And the dryer. Yeah, I also went
roll.
into your laundry room and used the dryer.
I bet that was pretty effective.
Yeah,
Dryers
max heat.
tend to be hot.
You can cook a steak in a dryer.
Might be pretty loud.
I mean, yeah, hearing the
My
steak flop
dryer.
around, yeah.
If you put just a blanket in there, it will have a seizure. It is insane.
It just
Don't
shakes
cook a
really
steak
bad.
in there.
It shakes so bad. Like I said, if you just put a blanket in there, it will shake like it was having some sort of an attack. I don't know.
Convulsions.
Convulsions? What are convulsions?
Like a seizure.
Oh, okay.
This is the first word to use there. It's like it's having a seizure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
So Zach, you're not a big fan of the movie. Well, you haven't seen the movie. You're not a big fan of Wicked, are you?
You're not,
I
you're
haven't
not a
seen
big
Wicked,
fan
I
of a
can't-
movie you haven't seen.
Yeah, I can't have
Don't-
judgment on
okay.
a movie if I haven't seen it.
I'm gonna start with this.
I also
wanna
haven't
hear
seen
your
the play.
thoughts, 'cause me and you haven't gone in depth about this.
I'm gonna start with this, and I'm actually gonna stand by this as my vision statement.
Me and Connor have seen Wicked on Broadway.
Yes, and I didn't get it, and now I saw the movie, and I do get it. Wicked,
You didn't get it at the time?
I really didn't like. There was something I was missing, and what was missing is that I probably wasn't paying that much attention. But
Dude, Bertram was in it.
okay, that's not.
That, was
doesn't get-
insane.
None of this. We met him.
I feel like we did. We saw him in person.
I remember that after we met him, like he came up to us and we were like, "Yo, we're such a big fan of your
You're
work in
Bertram.
Jesse." You
Honestly,
are
like the
Bertram."
only
That was
funny,
like the immediate thing.
only funny character in Jesse, in my opinion.
And he told us he was like, "Thank you," and he shook our hands.
This
He
was,
gave me a hug. Did he
You
not
got a
give you a
hug from
hug?
He
Bertram?
kissed me on the lips.
We made out.
Yet you
heavily.
don't. Yet you didn't get the hype behind Wicked.
It's not
and
that I
you
didn't
got a
get-
kiss.
It's not that I didn't get the hype. I didn't like understand why everyone was so emotional about everything.
Yeah, I wasn't quite as emotional, but I mean, I thought the show was incredible.
I thought the show was great. Can I just say the thing that worked for? Hold on, vision statement of Wicked. It is the same plot and of Transformers 1, exactly the same plot. If anyone has an issue with that, I'm a fan of both, and I can tell you they're the same. And Wicked did it better, but Transformers 1 and Wicked are the same thing. Anyways, the thing that didn't work for me in the original stage production of Wicked was you're supposed to feel really bad about animals not losing their ability to speak. But when it looks like an animal in the movie, I got it. But when it is a man dressed as a goat on its stage, it's a little hard for me to feel like deeply like he's losing his rights as a man dressed as a goat. And not that I don't care about furry rights, but what I care about is, let me rephrase. Let me start over. I think that,
I'm not sure that's what the
well, but
the
I know that's not the
entirely
symbolism,
supposed
but
to
the
be.
point
Furry rights.
is that it worked better for me the fact that it looked like a real goat and not a man with goat ears.
I honestly could not remember how they did the animals. It was just like
They were
Narnia.
just a guy in a costume. Like it's like Donkey from Shrek the Musical.
Oh my god.
So
I know you, biggest Shrek fan I think I've ever known. I feel like pretty much anyone who knows you, you're the biggest Shrek fan that they know. And I don't know your opinion on this. I fucking hate the Shrek musical.
okay, let me just say the spirit of Shrek in the first place is kind of anti-Disney, anti-musical, and that's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
Like I think that the using Smash Mouth songs instead of Shrek singing about his life is the funniest thing ever. That being said, okay, and this is my great shame. I'm gonna start episode 1. We're gonna start with my great shame. I'm just a musical glazer. Like if you sing a song,
I too like musicals.
I just,
I
but
would say
like,
I'm a glazer.
but almost to a degree where I will ignore a lot of faults because I'm like, but they're singing and it's funny and that's it. I hate to break it to you.
And if the song is good, then like I think that's fine.
That being said, although Shrek the Musical is literally probably conceptually shouldn't exist because it's anti what Shrek stood for, I still love it. I've listened to every song a million times. I hate to, sorry to all the people who are offended by.
Are you enjoying Shrek
I'm not-
the musical?
The thing
Yeah,
is,
I don't
I
know
don't-
if that's the most offensive thing.
I don't have a high standard when it comes to what makes a musical work for me, except for,
Has
should I say
music?
something more controversial?
Say it.
I feel like some people agree. Hugh Jackman is probably the worst part of Les Mis, the movie. I'm sorry, but his vocal performance is not subpar. It's not where it should be for that character. And once I heard what the actual music sounded like, I appreciated it a lot more.
Did you hear Russell Crowe?
Okay, I just rewatched Les Mis like the other day. I don't know what I'm missing, but I didn't see. I'm not getting what was worse about him than Hugh Jackman's performance of like I Can Barely Breathe. I'm being Jean Valjean. And singing Bring Him Home, but like just belting it out in the middle of the night. That's kind of the opposite.
Whoa.
That's why I was like, do I need to bring a super controversial opinion? Yeah.
That's a hot take, I would say.
Well, hate to break it to you. Hate to break it to everybody.
In
but
the
you
world
want-
of hot takes, I think that is the most mild hot take I've ever heard in my
Zach,
life.
you wouldn't understand.
Yeah, well, I'm not a musical fan. I'm really not a huge fan of musicals. I mean, the only ones I've really seen is a pretty low bar of musicals, to be fair, and that's going to be High School
No,
Musical.
I knew you were gonna fucking say
That's
that.
exactly
That
what
is not a low bar.
Oh,
It's
it's not a
actually-
low bar. But
By
I still feel like they're.
High School
Not-
Musical 2,
not the
dude?
Is that the one with the
Fabulous?
like the?
No, that's,
that's
3.
three.
High School
That
Musical
shit
3 is
fucks, dude.
Yes.
I was gonna say those are the only musicals I've seen because I haven't
Dude,
seen Wicked.
okay,
I haven't seen.
okay. High School Musical 1, I don't think has aged
I
phenomenally.
think I started Into the Heights, but I got bored. At like 5 minutes in,
That was,
I was like,
bad.
nah.
You
Oh my
probably shouldn't have
shit,
said that.
Jack.
That was
I almost called you Jack.
Dude, he got so
Jack.
pissed he forgot my name.
No, you're.
He's already disowned me
one
over
letter
one
off.
musical.
for
was one
reference.
letter off.
In the Heights is your favorite musical?
It's one of my favorite musicals.
talks about it quite a
Favorite
bit.
movie.
It's one of my
musical
favorite movie musicals. Yeah, it's probably in my top 5. I do like La La Land better. I can say that for a fact. I fucking love Rocket Man.
Oh, I forgot.
I
yeah.
have seen Rocket Man actually.
You saw it with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were
It's
there.
all right. Mediocre at best.
Okay. Yeah, In the Heights, the movie is up there. I know you Broadway nerds don't love it. I don't know, grow up. Ever tried that?
I know all you John M. Shu haters out there who thought that Cats should have been. Who directed Cats?
Dude, the Les Mis guy.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That the Les Mis guy should have done Wicked. We're literally bringing up controversies that may not exist. Like, I don't have any verification.
You're
anyone
really
feels
just bringing
this
up
way.
like theater kid controversies.
Here's-
That's
okay.
really all that is.
Here's the thing. I think the core of what we're saying is a good hot take is a good bouncing point for conversation. So, Zach, what is your hottest take right now?
No, don't.
On the top of your mind.
don't ask
That's
him
not
that.
too political.
We can
That's
come
not-
back to that one.
Okay.
If you want to take
What
one
is-
of
We
his
can
hot
come back
takes.
to that one.
Do you have one loaded up? Because I kind of want to know what it is.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
You do have
No,
one
no, no,
loaded
I
up.
have
You
one
do.
in
I
the
see
figurative
it.
chamber, right? Is
The
that
figurative
right?
chamber. What do you think my hot take would be then?
Dude, I don't know, and I'm terrified.
No, then we could go to your hot take. Go to your hot take, and I'll come back.
Mine was that I don't like Hugh Jackman in Les Mis. Yours
That's
is,
such a boring hot take, though. It's not a hot take.
Are we like talking about like your hottest take,
That's a
like in
lukewarm
general,
take.
or just like about?
maybe this is a bad place to start. Maybe
Yeah, it's like first episode. Zach, tell us your hottest take right now.
Well, I
What is
think
something
after
everyone
following
loves,
it,
you
like
hate?
musicals, I can't even come up with one.
Yeah.
That's solid.
not musical hot take. Just
that's
in
what I was
general.
thinking. Like, are we
I know,
staying
but
on the
it's like
topic
you
of
have my
musicals?
mindset set on like musicals and movies, and I'm like,
And
a
that
hot
you
take?
got
Okay,
bored. Okay,
what's
so
the-
you started In the Heights. After that first song, you got bored.
Yeah. You two are like definitely theater kids because that's how it really comes off. Is like it's like with the whole Wicked controversies right now, where like people are crying in theaters and singing in theaters.
That's
and it's,
not
like,
okay.
pissing
The
people
singing
off.
is controversial, but
The crying is pretty
Singing-
over the
okay,
top. I
singing-
will
no,
say,
dude, Zach, you haven't seen
Zach-
it.
seeing
Also,
people bawl over a movie.
You don't
Okay,
get
not
it.
bawling, but like
No,
little
have you seen
a
the-
teary eye would.
It
I feel
was
like
more,
it's not
okay,
inappropriate.
One like or like a
Did
tear
you get a
maybe,
little
but, like,
choked up
bawling. There
when
are
she
people
sang
that-
"Defying Gravity"?
I got a little choked up twice.
Dude,
during
yeah,
Wicked.
it like hit.
Theater
like
kids.
both. Okay,
Theater
you know what?
kids,
You're
dude.
using that as a derogatory term, but I'm not.
Yeah,
ashamed.
dude, you
Okay,
can't
it's,
say
it's
that
my
anymore.
it's the one slur I'm allowed to use.
I was a tech theater kid. I never was. I was on stage for one show.
Tech
actually.
theater kid is still theater kid.
It's a
point is-
little more masculine.
Oh, okay. I wasn't talking about the masculinity of either. I was just talking about theater
Me,
kids
me
in
and
general.
Baron, we held the tech on our shoulders.
Figuratively
Dude,
and for
Baron,
Baron, literally.
if you're watching this, what's up?
Please come guest star
Big
an
fish.
episode, Baron.
Dude, yeah.
Big fish.
Only the three of us get that. Yeah, so Defying Gravity, Zach, you haven't
No idea
seen-
what that song is.
You haven't even heard the song, and you're
Okay.
like, why are people getting emotional about this?
I just think it's
Be a little more empathetic, maybe, dude.
Here's me trying to be empathetic to
Okay.
that point. Okay,
Okay, let's hear it.
I legitimately think that people are overreacting in the theater. And why do I think people are overreacting? Also, I did earlier, before we started the podcast, talk about, cinema and movie theaters being peak of civilization
We were talking about that
in
earlier.
hometowns. Because
Okay.
I'm gonna derail my point for a second to talk about that point. Because I think
Honestly, yeah. I
No,
wanna
go
talk
right
about
ahead
that.
if it
'Cause I think-
makes sense.
so. We all
Context.
okay. I'll just say I grew up in a small-ish town. I guess I don't know if we want to say.
I feel
it's
like
a
we could
small-
just
We
say
all
it. There-
three grew up in that
Well, I'm gonna
small
say the town, but like you started out in New Mexico, right?
Well, yeah, but I
Colorado,
moved there
New
when I
Mexico.
was 6.
Okay, so we'll just say we all grew up in a small town called Plainview, Texas,
Yeah.
which
known for famous,
cursed town, horrible town,
famous
cursed.
Plainview
We don't
celebrities,
live there
uh,
now, and we haven't lived there. Like, I haven't lived there since. I lived there during lockdowns in 2020.
I've been moved out of Plainview for over a year now.
Time out.
Did that
and-
just turn off?
Everything broke.
Yeah. Anyways, Zach, back to what you were talking
Yes.
about.
Resume Plainview, Texas.
I'll just-
3, 2.
Oh, okay. So
One,
I think
2, 3, go.
I think Plainview, Texas is a very cursed town
I
in my
agree.
mind. I mean, growing up there, it definitely felt very I mean, I have a lot of nostalgia for it now, but even just driving through it, I get like depressed because it is just it's falling apart, it's falling to pieces. And then I think they closed down the only movie theater they have in that entire town.
It wasn't even a big theater on top of that.
No, but it got business and everything. And I think that like when you get to a point in civilization or a town when you're pushing out media for people to consume, or theaters, movies, and stuff like that, I think art, yeah, just straight up art. I think that is where civilization's peaked, and when you take that away, you're gonna send them back to the feral instincts. Kids are gonna be running through the streets shooting up heroin.
I was gonna say what, like feral, like cavemen.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna be starting fires
Or
in the streets.
like ghouls, like ghoulies.
Yeah,
Shout out to
Ghoulies.
Liz for the phrase ghoulies.
Ghoulies.
Yeah, that's just what
it's
she
like the
calls
old
ghouls.
Rareware game called Grab by the Ghoulies.
What?
Yeah,
Shout out to Rareware for
Shout out to
sponsoring this
Rareware.
episode. We appreciate
Sargento and Rareware. Thank you.
Sargento and Rareware.
No, anyway, I legitimately think that town is going to fall into a lot of disarray, and
think
it's
it
going to
already
raise a
has.
lot of. I mean, it already has. It's just going to get worse because they're opening more fast food restaurants. They're taking away like a place for people to go to. There's like 83 churches.
Yeah.
Which feels excessive for a town that size, and
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like there's enough community outreach for a lot of the kids that grew up there.
Yeah,
So
I-
it really just
yeah.
feels like all these kids and teenagers are going to grow into lives of just, I don't know. Just, they're
Hooligans.
just not going to grow up.
I feel
Hooligans?
like
What's this got to do
Cavemen?
with? What's this got to do with you hating musicals?
Oh, yeah, that was
the movie
original
theater
point.
is gone, and that it's movies are good and important, and you have a high opinion of them. I'm answering this for you, by the way.
We're gaslighting you.
I think movies are generally pretty good. I just, I hate musicals.
Why? For the same reason everybody else who hates musicals hates them. Is like, why
Dude,
is everyone
I just hate
singing and
musicals.
dancing now? That's unrealistic.
Yeah, dude, I like sad, depressing, horrible movies because I want realism in my movie.
I like those every
People
so
don't stand
often.
up and sing in
It's a
real life.
backhanded diss, dude.
Well, yeah, people don't.
I think like any genre, you either
No,
you have
I
a
just-
affinity for it or you don't. Like
No,
sometimes
my
Like,
main reason for musical hatred is just because I think, well, hatred it still feels
you
pretty
actually
strong
have
to say.
you have a good reason. I
I
think I know
think
what you're
people,
gonna say.
I think people genuinely overreact to a lot of those situations, and I think that it's just.
I thought you were gonna say that because most musicals or musical adjacent movies you were forced to watch in 7 parts during class in school.
That is another legitimate.
feel like
Did
that's a
not
big
help.
reason.
That's
been
why
beat
you
to death.
hate Harry Potter now.
Dude, Harry
You were
Potter
like-
is hard to watch because
Like halfway through number 2, you were like, Harry Potter used to be cool, but now it sucks. That's what you said.
Okay,
is that verbatim what I said?
Verbatim.
Did you keep it in your notes? You just.
no,
it's
that
in
was
my
just
head forever.
Yeah,
It's
That's
up
a
there.
It's not
with
gonna
that
hold
one
up in
time.
court, man.
It's up there with that one time. I'm not taking you to court. It's up there with that one time in the 7th grade. You walked behind me and Connor saying, "Gosh darn trumpets! They think they know everything." And
Dude.
you just walked right in
They
between. us
do.
and
They do
kept
think they
going.
know everything.
No, they do. But we were both trumpets at the
But
time.
I've never been in bands, so I can't really relate
and
to those.
that's
Oh
a
my God.
lie. Can we circle back to the Plainview, the dystopian future? I think
That town will be wiped off the face of the planet within like the next 5 to 10 years.
Oh man, I think 10 years.
They're gonna have to call them like the
generous.
DEA,
because of what,
dude.
Because
Because of drugs,
drugs,
bro.
because of
Dude,
nuclear war, aliens.
Nuclear war.
The
Just for
documentary
Plainview,
that we were
Texas.
going to make about it in high school, maybe that's how we resurrect that town.
Oh my god! Can we
make-
can we talk about that, please? I want to talk about we had planned. There's on this podcast.
I wrote a whole script for this.
there are a lot of ideas that we had growing up that didn't become reality, and this is where they will be known unless we're actually going to make them.
Which I think we could.
The documentary of Plainview, Texas was built. It's the history of Plainview from its like conception. It's called Plainview, so there's not a lot to it.
Plain view, like plain.
There's
view.
not. We live in West Texas in the
It
plains.
becomes more and
Like,
more
it's-
plain every day. There's
flattest-
less and less to see.
some of the flattest lands you'll see in these here U.S. of A's.
Well, we conceived that the founder of Plainview was a man named Winston Plainview, and that his parents were pioneers who basically were traveling this land, and his mother, with no notice that she was pregnant at all, she was like, "I'm gonna have a baby," and then he just came out.
poofed into existence.
And when he hit the ground, he grew into a full-size man in that instant.
Yeah.
And what happened from there? I don't,
Well, in the original script, I literally go as far back as the book of Genesis. And I say in the beginning, because it would have been narrated by one of us.
Christopher Walken
Probably Zacc. And
or Zacc. Christopher Walken
Christopher
or Zacc.
Walken.
That's a big sell.
That'd be
crazy.
So cool. But anyways, in the beginning of the script, I did read it not too long ago. Poorly aged. A lot of jokes that I don't think we would make today.
It was written when you were how old?
16?
16, yeah.
In the script,
5
I
years
called
old.
Christopher Columbus trans. A word that's derogatory these days that I can't say anymore.
You already started to say
Actually,
it.
a handful of words.
You
but,
can say trans.
I know. It's
The
just,
rest
I felt like
of it
you were
you
gonna
can't
go all the
say.
way through.
But
I
it was
don't
all.
want
It was to make fun of Christopher Columbus because he was not a good person.
Not a good person. So
Which also, I don't know. If we're
maybe I
offending
shouldn't
Christopher
combat
Columbus
a bad
stands.
person with a derogatory slur.
The point is,
At the time, it wasn't. Anyways, yeah, in the original script, it's like in the beginning, there was a man named Adam and a woman named Eve, and we essentially just kind of glazed over the
creation,
first couple
all of human
chapters
history.
of the Bible. And then we go to Christopher Columbus, and then we go to that little small speck in the panhandle of Texas. We're not West Texas, we're North Texas, by the way, technically.
Panhandle.
The college I went to
Panhandle.
has no idea what direction we're in. It's fine. I got
But-
an education.
The point is that Winston Plainview was pooped out,
There-
grew into a full-size man, and then he built the first McDonald's ever.
And that's where Plainview
And Plainview was
grew.
built around the first McDonald's, which is in Plainview, Texas, and that's a true fact. That's
That
not
is,
a,
yeah. The first McDonald's in history is in Plainview, Texas.
A lot of people don't know that. They think that it's.
Isn't it somewhere in New Jersey?
They think that that's where it is, but the
No,
original,
it's in
original
Plainview, Texas.
first,
Yeah.
it's in California. Literally,
Oh, is it really?
yeah. Liz has stood by the
Oh.
fact that this fact is not true, but it is true that the first McDonald's ever was in Plainview, Texas, and everything was built around that.
And their last name was actually given to them because there's no record of what this family's last name actually was. So, like, the townsfolk were just like, you guys are so vanilla and so plain. The view of you guys is so plain. Y'all are the plain views.
Yeah. His first name was definitely Winston.
Yeah.
But-
And they eventually forgot their own name and was like, I guess Plainview is our last name. And that's how history. There's like this portrait in downtown Plainview of some guy that looks like Nikola Tesla. I never figured out who that guy
Where
was.
is it?
I don't
Downtown?
remember that.
It's across from the Broadway Brew. There's like it's like a mural of just a guy with a mustache from like the 1800s.
I
That's
think
him.
the place
Looks-
right across from Broadway Brew is like an art house for Wayland.
What?
I think that's like an art exhibit place for Wayland Baptist University. The right across from the brew.
Zacc went to Wayland,
Well, it might have been
an alum.
like across like from the left.
but he didn't graduate.
You know what I mean? Like like
Just throwing
stage,
it out there.
like stage left. So I guess to the right. If you're facing the brew,
I don't remember.
If
I've
you're
definitely
facing
been
the
there.
brew, you
the
look
brew
right.
is a coffee shop.
I think you just imagine this mural.
No, that mural is real. I always said that looks like Nikola Tesla for some reason.
But that is the face you imagine. For
That's who I
Winston
pictured
Plainview.
Winston Plainview looking like. And I don't remember a lot of what happened in between. Zacc would have walked around the high school like saying that like this school was made in the name of, because it was called Plainview High School. Obviously.
But we're
so it was
currently-
named after the founder of the town. And Zacc would have been in a full hazmat suit. Do you still have that?
I don't think I still have that, but they're dirt cheap.
I have Elron's investigating construction hat, but I don't think that we have it.
Investigating construction.
That he wore once in Elron Returns.
What
Watch
did
it.
what did you
It's
call
great.
it? It's called something different. It's like his little baby investigating cap or something.
I don't
You
know.
said that at least once. It was
probably
something
did.
weird
Little
like that.
baby investigating.
I probably did.
Not baby.
No memory of that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and he would have walked around the high school, and the whole like running joke of it all is that none of our historical facts were remotely accurate, and that sucks.
Even about like
because-
regular American history, like that was
Yeah.
all wrong too.
Because I remember, I mean, it sucks because I've kind of like fucked up my own memory of history because there was a line where he mentioned that the Treaty of Versailles like ended a war that it didn't actually end. And now because of that, I cannot remember for the life of me which war the Treaty of Versailles ended. Do you remember?
Which war it is?
But you-
Is the Treaty of Versailles World War One?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Freak the French.
I don't
Hot
remember
take,
what I
freak the
put.
French.
Yeah, the
in
French suck anyway. So who cares about the Treaty of Versailles?
Yeah. If it ain't American history, it ain't real history.
Hell yeah, brother.
Okay, I think Jesus Christ. I think the joke was that it ended Vietnam.
That's not it.
That's
Sure.
not accurate, right?
No, it's not accurate that the Treaty of Versailles ended Vietnam.
Okay, so that was what
France
the
was
joke
not involved
was.
with at all.
All right, okay, so yeah, that's what the joke was. And yeah, a lot of these jokes, being that the facts are wrong, I'm like, wait, am I just remembering the fake fact that I put in that one script? Or
Yeah, I got
Am I-
yeah.
Or real history.
yeah,
World War One.
it was World War One.
Okay,
Okay, I got commended on our standardized history test, and I can't
And you
remember
thought
that.
that the Treaty of Versailles ended.
He wrote a very persuasive argument about it ending Vietnam, and it worked.
Me?
And that's
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
great about the
And it
education
worked.
system
He
in the
passed.
United States is that as long as you put in effort, that's what they're
Yeah,
looking
they were
for.
like,
It's
how,
not-
why did he write 6 pages about this? Legitimizing the end of Vietnam.
I remember writing a 6-page essay about why Star Trek Beyond is a better movie than Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. I don't think I needed 6 pages for that.
I don't
So,
think you would have.
a lot of pages.
You would have
for-
gotten a lot of pushback on that. Sorry, Star Wars fans.
At the time, I didn't, because this was, I think, like right before Force Awakens came out. So,
I say Star Wars fans like it's not. Let me just say, I got better. I'm trying to be better.
what?
Sorry, I can't bring up the Star Wars thing and not acknowledge it. I love Star Wars, but Star Wars I describe as my ex-wife. Like, we had a history, but like that's not happening again, probably. Or maybe
You also
something will be
don't have an
rekindled.
ex-wife.
Well, no, but Star Wars is my ex-wife.
So in
I
other
just wanna
words,
preface
you
you don't
like
have an
outgrew
ex-wife.
it.
Not really outgrew it. It's like we were so like tight for a long time.
Yeah.
And then we just something split. Like I literally walked out of what was the last one? The very last Star Wars. The last
Rise of Skywalker?
I walked out of the Rise of Skywalker.
That's what did it for me. Like,
I walked out of that
instantly.
movie happy. And so that shows how much I was willing to do for Star Wars. But we had a toxic relationship, me and Star Wars. I was
And
giving
Star
a
Wars
it
lot.
was
took
Stockholm
hits.
Syndrome.
I was giving a lot and Star Wars was taking a lot. And that was in the middle of the sequel, all of the sequel stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is art. And I watched Force Awakens not too long time ago. Force Awakens is a horrible movie, period, end of story. Rewatch The Force Awakens and tell me that.
Yeah, I haven't seen Force Awakens. Ever since Rise of Skywalker, I have only watched the originals, and like since even then, I'm now like I can only really stand to watch the original, the very first one, and Empire.
That
I
was a
can't
very,
even. I can't even.
Have you ever had a dream that you?
I
wished you
forget.
won?
I didn't know if I wanted to call it New Hope or not. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know why. Have you ever had a dream that
That you wished you won?
that you watched Star Wars the original
one?
the one that the New Hope, but like it was called just Star Wars, but it was New Hope in the 90s.
That's exactly. that.
I own on Blu-ray though the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rogue One.
That's gonna become your catchphrase of the podcast. I
What?
own on Blu-ray. We mention a movie
Yeah.
and you say, "I own
Oh,
on
you
Blu-ray."
own that on
I own it
Blu-ray.
on
I think my
Blu-ray.
actual catchphrase will be how big of a fan of The Sorcerer's Apprentice I
Oh,
am.
great. Okay.
But we're not gonna get into that now.
Yeah. Let's.
On that
and
note,
we were.
just
Where are you
Peace out,
going?
Zach. Just take it. Bring the
Dude,
mic.
take the
with you.
mic.
Bring the mic.
Take the mic.
want to hear me fry some chicken, bro?
Yes.
No.
And you better keep talking to us.
Yeah.
You can barely hear the conversation. I'll do my best.
Do your
Anyways,
best to engage, okay?
We detracted a little bit into many a controversy.
Yeah,
but
now that Zach's not here to dampen our mood, dude, Wicked.
Wicked was
I can
so
hear you talking about
good.
dancing
Sick
the mood, and I really
movie,
think
so
Wicked is.
it was just
dookie, bro.
like
It's probably the worst musical there is.
What he's saying. What? Oh, what?
he's squeezing out a log.
Wait, is he pooping? He said frying chicken. I don't know.
Hold on, we're gonna give Zach a minute to have the floor.
First episode.
First episode, we pissed off a lot of people. Said they hate musicals. Said they hate Star Wars. Said
That's Zach. I thought that I'd be the one to say something that would piss people off. I'm the least controversial one today.
that is not like today. Yes,
Yeah.
in general,
In
no.
terms of movie takes, they might be hot. I don't know. I love a lot of movies and I hate a lot of movies.
the
I've been called an asshole before. because I didn't like a certain movie.
And that movie was.
Oh, I don't know. Probably some Disney
It was
movie.
Mortal Kombat.
No.
Yes.
I was called pretentious for not liking Mortal
There you go.
Kombat. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Well, the moral of the story is Wicked really was that good, and for me,
Yeah.
I feel like I can. This is maybe actually controversial thing. I think that I.
Are you guys about to start getting into Wicked again? Is that what I heard?
We
The
already
second-
were
Because you
in there.
The
left,
second
dude.
I closed the door, I heard,
Yeah, because you weren't here to.
"And the Zacc isn't
put
here
a-
to dampen our mood."
I feel like that movies that are musicals can be the best way to enjoy a musical. I think
Is that
it
the
can-
entire topic of this episode of the podcast? Is just to
It is right
talk
now.
about controversy. We're
Wait.
like 40 minutes in.
We're not talking about controversies.
This is kind of an objective fact. I
Yeah.
just think that stage productions are great, and movie adaptations have a good chance to show things differently and to
Yeah.
do things you can't do on stage, which is have CGI, have
Editing.
editing. Yeah,
And I think that's why, because a lot of people are like, how is this part one, talking about Wicked specifically, like, how is this the first part of half of a grander story that is 2 hours and 40 minutes? And that's kind of what I was confused about, because the play itself, I think without intermission, it's, I'm getting a spam call.
I heard
Should
it was about
should
2.5
should I,
hours.
should I
You
fuck
should
with these
definitely
people
answer
on
it.
the podcast? Here we go. Hello?
Hello?
This isn't, you're not a real person. I want to speak to a representative right now.
I apologize. I will make sure to put your number in our do not
No!
call list.
Oh.
Thank you.
wait, that was actually
I
Oh,
apologize.
okay. Why are you still on the phone?
big shout out to Scam Calls as the third sponsor for this episode.
Yeah, we have a whole call group in India, and we use them to scam a lot of people.
Yeah, and they're called. If you get a call from the Cheezers fake call group, usually we're just trying to get money. But
Usually, we're just trying to collect our like cheese tax.
The fuck y'all
cheese
talking
tax.
about?
It's the third sponsor of today's episode.
Oh.
Spam Calls by the cheese, brought to you by the Cheezers. Cheese Calls.
God.
I think musicals work better in a theatrical setting, not
Okay,
movie
I'm-
theater.
I'm-
I'm talking like stage performance.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no. Well, that's the thing. They're two completely different mediums, and yeah, talking about the
That
the
might be why I
runtime
hate them so
of
much.
okay, talking about the runtime of Wicked, because yeah, like the play itself, like without intermission, it's like maybe 3 hours.
I really thought it was 2.5 hours with a 15-minute intermission.
Oh, it might be.
So it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
My memory of watching the play on Broadway, we saw it in
But you also did,
2018.
you saw
Yeah.
a Broadway adaptation, so they probably did extend it a little bit.
I don't know if extend. I mean,
I don't know, man. I didn't go to New York and watch the Broadway one,
Okay,
but
we're not-
he's pretty set on the 3 hours, and I'm pretty sure it's 2.5. For the
Oh
15-minute
yeah, okay.
intermission.
So yeah, the first
Well,
part of the
either
movie
way.
is like almost as long as the entire play itself. But like that's the thing is that on stage you're like so limited to just the stage, and in a movie it's unlimited. And there's just some blanks that as the audience for a play you have to fill in for the play. But with the movie, if you keep those blanks, you end up with something like Cats, and it just makes no sense at
you
all.
also end up with something like this is a. I don't feel sorry. This is not a controversial thing to say. The fact that you can't see the giants completely for when they're in Into the Woods, the movie Into the Woods, makes no sense because in the stage play they have to just talk to somebody off the stage. That makes sense
because that's a limitation.
in a
the
movie.
movie does not have.
They
that
show
limitation.
the giant's face, but the actors are just. Why would you not just show the giant? What was the point?
I've never seen that movie.
Well-
I fucking hate Into the Woods. I don't care. I don't care.
Either version. but
Into
let
the
me just
Woods
specify.
has some just god awful music. That agony song gives me agony. If you
The-
like it, that's fine.
If you like it, that's great. Into the Woods.
the title song is very annoying.
It is so annoying,
Consistently
dude.
hearing him say "Into the Woods."
Yo, Zach, we agree. We agree on something, dude. Dap me up,
I'm not dapping you up because you're still a fan of musicals.
Well, maybe I think.
dude.
I'm just kidding, bro.
I think that what could kind of help get us all united on this front is if we put on a Cheezers production of Into the Woods,
Oh.
starring Zach
Oh.
as Little Red Riding Hood.
I will quit the.
I think it
Cheezers.
should be a one-man show. I think Zach should play everyone.
I will walk away from the Cheezers in a heartbeat.
We cannot
Do not
afford
do
to
it with
lose
us,
you,
though.
Zach. You
then
are
we
Elrond the
then
man.
we can't afford to make a musical.
Okay.
No, we can make a musical.
I'm very-
We should make it like The Night Man Cometh.
Maybe I hate musicals because I haven't performed my own musical.
Yes.
I think-
maybe you haven't
I
lived
think-
the role.
I don't understand it because I haven't been a part of it, you know?
We have. Maybe
Yes.
that's
And-
why.
I
Maybe
I
it's
think it also has to do with you watching musicals in class.
I
and
think
that's
it
the
also-
worst.
it's
that ruins
PTSD.
movies.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
ruins them.
Musicals are traumatic for me. They really bring back bad memories.
Yeah.
Being in Plainview, Texas,
What were
that
some of
accursed
the
town.
musical movies we watched? I know
you
we
guys-
watched Hairspray.
We watched Into the Woods.
Hairspray's good.
We
No,
saw-
I'll never say
Wait,
anything
you
negative
weren't-
about Hairspray.
We
No, actually, not Rip John Waters. You're alive, John Waters. I think.
Who's John?
Yeah,
Also,
John
John Waters
is alive.
didn't direct Hairspray. He direct. Anyways,
Okay. I know we watched Hairspray, which I personally like quite a bit. What other Oh, we did watch every High School Musical, but like that trilogy. Come on.
and
Into
Harry
the
Potter.
Woods.
Well, that's
Harry
not
Potter's not a musical,
I mean, there is a musical though.
but the one we watched was not the musical.
What, Zacc, would be an interesting, like, where would you want to see? I'm having a moment too. Have you ever had a dream that you wish that you want? What would be a setting or a story for a musical that you would find interesting?
I have no idea. That's the thing. I have no scope for understanding a musical or enjoying a musical. So I think I would just have to experience one that is, I don't know.
I feel like
It's
you
hard
would
to say. I think I
probably
need to
really
see, like, a
like
stage
Joker Folie à Deux.
I think
That kind of. I
agree.
think jukebox musicals might be more.
Haven't seen that either.
But that's what I'm saying. I haven't seen it either.
I think that Mean Girls.
So how
is
do you know I'd like it?
secretly-
You just assume that I would?
You come across to me as like a guy who would really love jukebox musicals. Everybody loves jukebox.
I don't know what the
musicals.
hell a jukebox music.
It's a musical
He's
that
being
uses
facetious also.
licensed
He always
music
is.
instead of original songs. It's a musical. It's everything you hate about a musical, but worse.
okay.
so,
So,
like-
I would
like
hate.
Moulin
I would
Rouge.
double. Like I'd hate it twice as much.
You 10 times as much. So, like Moulin Rouge is set in whenever, not modern day, but they sing
like Madonna.
Madonna,
And
Queen, I think.
That's pretty. That's.
I think I
stupid.
dreamed that movie because I missed one of the days that we finished it. So I've only seen like the middle with no context. So I
It's-
don't know anything else about it.
It's a love it or hate it movie, and I hate it. I don't like
think
Baz Luhrmann.
I kind of agree with that. It probably is love it or hate it because it's real.
I think that's all of Baz Luhrmann's movies.
I think that's all musicals. They're very polarizing.
I think
no,
okay,
they're not.
There
They
is
are.
no way.
You're so mean.
You're
Such
you
a
just
jerk.
suck the joy out of everything.
You're an asshole. I'm just doing to you
Just
what
keep
I
going.
don't like happens to me. No, you're entitled.
Yeah. Well, you're
To your
entitled.
opinion.
Yes, to your
Okay,
opinion.
it's like
You're so entitled.
you're an
Zach,
asshole and you're entitled,
and
I'm
you're
like,
pretentious that you don't like this one musical or most musicals.
Well,
Is there a
Zach-
musical that you don't dislike?
I don't think I've seen a single musical that I enjoy even to like a mild 5 out of 10 extent.
Okay. That's. I mean, that's fair. But
Yeah.
you have seen High School Musical 3.
I've seen.
And if you
yeah,
did-
all
And you
three.
don't think that's a 5 out of 10 or above?
I think it's mediocre, maybe a 4 at best.
You
Are there
know,
none of the musical numbers that you like in?
I
High
just
School
I
Musical
think
3?
musicals are dumb, dude. They really they bloat the existential, like, I don't know, they blow people's existence.
They
I don't
blow
really know where I'm
people's?
going with that.
What?
They blow people, yeah. No, I think
And that's
they,
a bad
Musicals blow people away, just like we
Away.
will on the Cheezers Live, brought to you by Sargento Cheese.
Should that just
Dude,
be the name of our
Sargento's just gonna
musical?
su-
Is the
gonna sue
Cheezer's
us.
Life?
The Cheezers Live
brought to you by Sargento
Sargento.
Cheese. We're gonna get sued by Sargento.
I feel like if we had
Yeah.
a good enough pitch, we could come to them and be like, if you guys sponsor this, like it will
We'll sell you some cheese.
Sargento, dude,
with very like Transformers level product placement of
like
We're in the middle
scattering
of
it
the-
all over the floor.
we're in the middle of the most
Sargento
emotional
hat.
scene.
Yeah.
And it's like someone starving to death due to like they're being poor their whole life. And it's like, oh man,
God.
here's a Sargento grilled cheese sandwich. As you can tell, the pepper jack is by
Here's
far one of my
a
absolute
thin
favorites.
slice, sharp cheddar Sargento slice.
Like that one weird Romeo and Juliet lost scene from the
Not
fourth
Romeo
one.
and Juliet. That's a legitimate musical. I respect that one.
Do you love that musical?
That's a
Continue.
jukebox musical.
It is.
I
a
mean,
good one.
it's technically Rocket Man is too.
Technically, yeah, that and Across the Universe.
it-
But those make more sense because they give themselves rules to not break out of a single artist's music, and I think that's passable.
It's also about that artist. so
Yeah, well, Rocket Man is
And
Across the
in-
Universe.
I don't know what that is.
It's the,
The
Beatles.
Beatles.
musical.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
But in Rocket Man, it's also that every song fit the situation very well.
It did,
like,
and-
really, really well.
Yeah, no, I love Rocket Man. I've been wanting to rewatch it. I haven't. I think that like just the way that that's a musical biopic, but it does it in a creative way that like kind of it takes a risk in not portraying Elton John in like a sanitized, family friendly way that makes him seem like a perfect hero.
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury, yeah.
What's it called? Bohemian Rhapsody.
Which I also own on Blu-ray. I own both that and Rocket Man. I don't know why I own Bohemian Rhapsody on
It
Blu-ray.
really is just going to be
That is going to be your
catchphrase, bro.
quote. Also, can I just translate that quote? Saying that you own it on Blu-ray, it doesn't mean that a film is good or bad.
Not
it just
necessarily
means
at
that you
all.
own it on Blu-ray. That's
Yeah.
It just means it
or at
exists.
some point you liked it and bought it, and maybe now it's aged differently.
Yeah, I mean, spot on. Yeah, it means it doesn't really hold any weight other than the fact it's just the fact that I own it. I own and enjoy many movies that I give negative scores to. Because you asked me yesterday, you were like, Wicked, like you liked it, but it's only a 3.5 out of 5. It's a 7 out of 10. That's a good score, and I can love it, but also understand its flaws.
Well, I legitimately asked what you thought about it. I didn't necessarily make it
Oh, okay.
a negative
So
phrase.
We're getting back to Wicked. Thank you, Zacc, for doing
But yeah,
that
of
for
course.
us.
I'd love to be segueing
Right.
to another musical topic.
Honest to
just say-
God, I was a little concerned when I saw that Ariana Grande was cast as Glinda.
Oh my god, me too, dude.
I used to be a pretty big Ari stan. Okay, stan. I just don't really. I can't say I am much these days.
But now,
But I was.
let me
just-
rephrase. But her performance.
Her performance was excellent.
So
she
good.
nailed
So
it.
good.
But I didn't know upon when she was announced to play her. I had no idea just how like important the play was to her personally. I didn't know how important. I didn't know that was her dream role, and she's a
Oh,
theater kid.
that explains a lot.
yeah,
Because she was crying in like every single
her
interview.
and Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah,
They're theater kids.
100%.
Theater is called drama. I feel like if you're an actor and you're not a pretty dramatic person,
That's
Are you
fair,
that good of an
But
actor?
it is hilarious to see them bawing their eyes out in every single interview.
Every
that
the
they-
single
memes are pretty funny.
it's
will-
pretty excessive.
I will
Yeah.
say that especially with
Very
the way that
theater
Wicked
kid-esque.
is written, both the music and the actual script, the
Yeah.
play, if there wasn't a lot of emotion behind it, I don't think it would work
No,
nearly
not
as
at
well
all.
as it does.
Not
and
at
not
all.
that not that everything that they're crying about is not everything is that deep, but
Some
if the
of it
characters
is.
believe it,
Yeah.
then we will come to believe it slightly.
And them portraying the most accessible version of these characters in this story, because not everyone can go see the live play.
Yeah.
And, this is in theaters worldwide. And for them to, like, be that version of these characters that already holds, like, a lot of meaning to a lot of people, I get why they would feel and have that, like, type of attachment that would be emotional. But yeah, I didn't know that about Ariana Grande until like fairly recently, like seeing videos from like a decade ago of her saying like Glinda's my dream role. I don't care if I'm playing her on stage or a movie. I just want to play her. And also like I saw a video where a guy who worked on the film said that she was like getting deep into the research and like figuring out the right way to talk, like how Glinda would with her like class status in the world of Oz. I mean, I think
At
that's
Shiz University.
I knew
Okay.
you. I can't believe you know that.
Shiz.
that is a kind of a funny name.
It is objectively a funny name.
It is one word away from shit.
Also that
Dude, it's like a slang for
yeah.
For shit.
Shiz.
yeah.
shitting. Yeah.
I think that might.
I'm gonna go take a
When
shiz.
your parents don't let you cuss. You
Yeah,
say shiz.
That's got to
Yeah.
be intentional because it's
They
like
did in the
corrupt.
musical. They cut the line of, I think the word shiztery or something like. Because I just saw a video of it the
Shiztery.
other day of the stage play, and they're like, "I am Madame Lebeau of the greatest professor in all of shiztery." A line that was objectively, you have to keep Shiz University, but you don't have to keep the.
Was that when we saw it?
I think so. I assume so. I don't actually know. Well, that might be something we follow up on to get that line correct. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Zach, I think you would like the world of Wicked, and let me just tell you why.
Oh no! Before you tell me why you think I would, I was legitimately terrified of Wizard of Oz growing up.
Okay,
Dude, same. I
that's-
still think
it is-
Wizard of
it
Oz.
is
I
horrifying.
watched it before I went and saw Wicked.
It is a horror movie.
It is a scary movie.
Well, I don't know if you guys know much about. I'm gonna call him L Bomb Frank. To Snow White and the Seven Clever Boys is what it was originally. That's from
yeah.
the JonTron video, but no, it was originally Snow White and the Seven Magical Men. and they were
Seven
just
Clever Boys. That was
Seven
JonTron.
magical men.
Snow White, the Seven Clever Boys. It was just they weren't going to be dwarves at all. They were just going to be magical, mystical
Yeah,
Mistopheles. That's
That
a
still
musical
doesn't. That
reference.
doesn't
that,
feel
I
like
get
it.
that reference.
It's from Cats.
Yeah,
Well, thank
I
God
think
I
Cats
don't
is
know
the
it.
that's the one that might work for you. If I'm being
You
honest.
think Cats
dude,
would
it
be
might.
we should honestly watch Cats.
You'd
and
have to
come
give me,
back
like,
next
a
time and talk
Clockwork
about it.
I
Orange
watched Cats
strap me
once,
down.
and I felt
on Christmas Day.
No,
I'm
I'm
seeing
seeing.
Nosferatu
I saw
on
it in
Christmas
theaters on
Day,
Christmas
sorry.
Day.
We should watch it on. We're not gonna be in town on Christmas
No,
Day.
no.
We should watch it sometime before then.
We should.
Anyways,
No.
wait, you were talking?
About
I don't know.
Oh, about the origins of, or why the dwarves are CG.
oh
and
yeah,
because
the
they were
new Snow White
gonna
movie.
be 7 mystical magical men, and one of them was actually a little person. But there was a big controversy because they were like, why Peter Dinklage the man, not Garth Brooks the man, Peter Dinklage the man was like, you realize in taking this away, like you're taking away performances that could be done by little people
yeah.
who already struggle to find their place in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, because is playing a character like that, is a little person playing a dwarf, I don't think that's offensive.
Well, and I think it comes down to
It'd be
what
more
each
offensive
person
if it was
wants.
Gary Oldman on his knees.
Yeah, that. Do you know about that?
Tiptoes.
I don't know about what.
You,
Dude, we gotta like do like a watch along or something like that. That movie is insane.
Tiptoes is about Gary Oldman playing a little person.
Oh,
Surrounded
like-
by actual
by-
Peter Dinklage is in it.
But it's almost exclusively cast with real little people, but he's one of the main characters and he's not, and he's wearing prosthetics, and it's bad.
It's awful.
It's bad. He has like a fake head. Like they had to make his head bigger, so he has a fake head that he's
I
wearing.
think they should have used actual little people for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know
no,
why
they
didn't.
definitely should have. And the controversy about Rachel Zegler's casting, so dumb.
Yeah.
She's fine. She's fine.
I honestly think that I think me and at some point we're gonna have to have a musical episode where Liz comes and talks about it, because her and I talk about this stuff all the time. I'm gonna be honest, I think in an M. Night Shyamalan way, I'm excited for that movie. I think something about it is either going to undeniably work or it's going to be such a train wreck, it'll be hilarious.
It's directed by Mark Webb.
Oh,
So
so probably that's, yeah.
I forget
Maybe.
it. Just remembered it's directed by him.
Of
Amazing.
Madam Web fame. Mark Webb.
You know, that would have made even more sense than him directing Amazing Spider-Man.
Did he actually? I didn't
Mark
know
Webb? You didn't know Mark Webb directed Amazing Spider-Man?
that. No, I didn't
Hired
know
for
that.
the last name.
Honestly, probably.
Yeah.
I own Madam Web on Blu-ray. Just throwing that out there.
Oh man,
We need to have I
it's gonna
own on
every
Blu-ray
single
counter.
movie you mentioned.
If the folks at home are asking for a Blu-ray collection video, I will give it to them. No one's gonna ask for that.
I
No,
hope to God nobody asked for that.
I
Okay,
think that
I'm not
video,
gonna make you do it with me, Zacc.
I think that video will
just don't
eventually
wanna
happen
see it.
regardless of whoever asks.
Yeah. You guys didn't ask me a single time if I own.
He's
the
like,
movies
I
that
actually
we're
already
talking
filmed
about.
that and posted it this morning. So
My only issue with doing a Blu-ray collection video is I get new ones very often, so it'll be dated within a week of it being. No, it'll be dated by the time I'm even halfway through editing it.
Do you own Peter Rabbit, the first one on 4K Blu-ray?
No.
Okay, well,
doesn't
that's,
your dad?
That's one 4K Blu-ray my dad owns that you do not.
got him.
Dude, your dad got me.
Dude, he got you, dude.
Oh my god.
4K Peter Rabbit. His
4K.
Does he like Peter Rabbit too? They made a second one.
I don't think he knows that there is a Peter Rabbit. too.
I feel like your dad would be like, "Oh, I prefer Peter Rabbit 2 since his favorite movie is the Sister Act 2."
But Dad doesn't love Sister Act 1. He really loves Sister Act 2.
Sequel
That
fan.
is so funny
Top,
to me.
my dad's top 3 favorite movies that he's communicated to me: the first Joker, Sister Act 2, and Peter Rabbit, the first one.
That's crazy. What a crazy lineup.
The difference between your dad
That's
and my
not
dad.
a joke. That's all true.
My dad's top 3 is probably Godfather, Godfather 1, and Goodfellas. Probably.
Godfather and Godfather 1.
He's also Italian.
Godfather 1, Godfather 2, and Goodfellas.
The Godfather's on the. It's so good. It's on there twice. It's Godfather.
It's number 1
and
and 2.
Godfather 1. My favorite movies are Shrek, Shrek 1, and
Shrek 2.
Her, starring Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh my
and
god,
Scarlett
her is
Johansson.
such a
That's
good
a real
movie.
answer, but Shrek 1 on there twice is not actually true.
Her is a movie that I don't own on Blu-ray that
That's
I
kinda
absolutely
shocking.
should. You want to know? You want to know what's whack? I just last week bought How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World.
I saw it up there. I was like,
Just got it.
but also it has the worst cover ever, the worst poster ever.
Dude, it has. I don't even like the subtitle either. Why is it not just
The
called
Hidden
How to
World.
Train Your Dragon 3?
That's also
It's about the hidden world.
Yeah, but the second one just is the 2.
I don't know, man. I didn't come up with it.
One of my biggest pet peeves is when a series like
just
titles
think
are
God it's not a
inconsistent.
musical.
What?
Just thank God it's not a musical.
Oh, coming back to that. So
a live action musical. Think
I
of
was
one.
not once concerned for Cynthia Erivo being cast as Elphaba because she's an amazing actress and she can sing.
I
Who
had
was
no.
concerned about that? Was that a controversy?
I was no. I
The
was
casting
concerned
was overall
about
controversial, just because they're very much. How do I say this?
whoa.
I'm a.
Careful.
No matter who they cast, those are huge shoes to fill in the
Yeah.
musical world. That's
Yeah.
like literally like one of the most famous, well-renowned Broadway shows ever.
Yeah.
So it's just controversial because it's a very big IP.
Yes,
Not
that's-
necessarily
exactly.
because she's black.
my
It's like-
concern my concern that with the casting was with Ariana Grande. I meant to like finish that statement ages ago, but my only concern about her was that like I don't know if she's acted since Nickelodeon, and it's just like I don't know.
What did
That's
she
not
act in Nickelodeon?
She was
Victorious.
Cat.
She was Cat.
That's not true.
I don't even have the energy, Zach. I'm up to here with you.
Is that really like? Is that the last time she acted?
That's the last
it
thing
might
I remember.
have been.
Like,
I don't know if it was
I
Victorious.
think there has to be something.
She was in
before
Sam
that.
and Cat, is what you're thinking. The sequel show to both
Oh my
iCarly and
God,
Victorious.
I forgot.
I think that's what you're getting at, Zach.
She
that
was
you were
in
remembering
that.
her
No,
from Sam and
iCarly.
Cat. Yeah, Sam from iCarly and Cat
Yeah.
from
Oh, yeah,
Victorious.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
crossed over and they
Awful.
lived
I
together.
do remember that.
Awful.
And they were lesbians?
No.
Okay.
Come on. Do you think Nickelodeon would go to that territory?
Two women living together.
All
are
they really
lesbians.
needed was feet, and that's all they were going for.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dan Schneider's
'Cause
weird
of Dan
ass.
Schneider.
Dan Schneider was especially weird with Ariana.
That's
real
horrible.
weird.
That's god awful.
But anyways, get off of that dark subject. The
Yeah.
fact that like her acting, I don't know for sure if it has been since Nickelodeon. That's just not her primary profession.
Right? No, she's a.
But then, yeah, I saw how passionate she was about the character, the research she put into it, and I only figured that out or learned about that leading up to the movie, like the week before. And then I saw that SNL episode that she was in. Legitimately one of the funniest episodes of recent memory. That Domingo sketch. Have y'all not seen the Domingo
I
sketch?
know
No, I have
exactly
no
what
idea.
you're
I
talking
have
about.
no
Okay,
idea
yeah,
what you're talking about.
I'm not speaking
not
to it
surprised
because
that you
I'm
don't, Zach.
What is that supposed to
I'm
mean?
not going to speak to any Saturday Night Live regarded things.
I forgot you don't hold a high opinion on that.
You know what? But I did love the movie Saturday Night. I thought it was
Dude,
so
I like
good.
that
It
movie
was so
too.
good. I loved that. It was great. Anyways,
I love that
continue.
movie too. Yeah. Rachel Sennett.
Shout out.
Shout out. Yeah, you could really benefit from a shout out from us, Rachel.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, Rachel.
For
Nobody,
accepting our shout out.
nobody benefits from a shout out from us,
Okay.
except
about-
for our sponsor, Sargento
Sargento
Cheese.
Cheese, thank you so much. Because Sargento has been with us since we first started. We
Yeah,
were
since
at
the very first
when we were at
episode.
the
This
bottom,
is the only
Sargento
time
stood
we've
by us.
ever addressed the fact that our channel is called The Cheesers and made it in any way related.
the cheese.
But we would have never had the funding to make our first video if it wasn't for Sargento. So thank you to the folks over at Sargento.
if it weren't for Sargento, I don't know where we'd be in life. There wouldn't
There
be
would
a
be
first
no
episode of the
Cheezers.
podcast. There wouldn't be. The
we wouldn't
Cheezers.
even be friends.
I wouldn't.
We wouldn't have even met. None of us would have even lived. In
I
Plainview in
probably
the
wouldn't have
first
made it
place.
past the age 10.
God damn.
Sargento, man.
Sargento.
Sargento.
Thank you, Sargento, for giving us the
Thank you.
Yeah.
great
Thank
human
you
that is
so
known
much.
as Zacc, the
Oh,
man.
great.
Zacc the man, Elron the man.
Elizabeth Grace. Tyler.
Zachary Tyler Elizabeth Grace.
That is his full name, is Zachary Tyler Elizabeth Grace. We're not going to say your last name. I put it in the description of every video.
I don't care if people know my last name. What are they?
So yeah, his full name is Zachary Tyler Elizabeth Grace Tyler Neely.
And my social is.
Anyways, Rachel Sennett, come on our show. Come be on our show, please.
Yeah. You
could-
can talk. We'll listen to what you have to say.
Dude, she can tell a story.
I
Y'all know who
believe
I'm
it.
talking about?
I have no idea.
I
who that
didn't
is.
even know who this was. I just wanted to say shout out.
I can't remember what our character's name was. She was in Saturday Night.
She played Kathy Bates in Saturday Night. Kathy Bates
No,
from Misery.
No,
From The Office.
I don't.
From The Office.
Kathy Bates from...
I
I can't name only 2 Kathy Bates things.
think she was in American Horror Story.
She's in American Horror Story.
Was she the mom in The Waterboy? Was that her?
Yeah, that was her.
Okay.
There you go.
That
was
is
her.
one of my least favorite Adam Sandler movies. Fucking hate that movie.
That movie I was trying hard to hate until she said just the line that broke me.
What?
Which I think they were praying or something, but they're having dinner and she was like, your dad who died in 1966, pick up sticks. And that line was just so caught me off guard. It was so dumb and it just killed me. Like,
What does that even mean?
They just wanted to rhyme. That's all. 1966, pick up sticks.
I will defend Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore till I die. I'm dreading Happy Gilmore too, though.
I will defend Kathy Bates for anything.
Do you need to? I think most people like her.
I just want to defend Kathy Bates of all time.
Just because.
And because Liz is also a Kathy Bates fan. She loves Misery.
Okay.
So
Anyways,
shout out to Kathy Bates.
shout out to Kathy Bates. Shout out to Rachel Sennett. And
Shout out to
Sargento.
Sargento. Yeah,
Dude, dab me up one more time. Give me some more, dude. Give me some more. Ow.
That was all wrist right there.
All medical bills are
Totally
covered
just
by
slapped
Sargento
the-
cheese.
wrist.
Dude, that is like hurting.
It's okay, man. Our insurance is covered by
All-
Sargento cheese.
All injuries
You'll be all right.
sustained on the CheezCast are covered in full by Sargento cheese, as well as all medical bills for my upcoming
Yeah, they have a
child.
really good insurance plan that they hooked us up with, so
Yeah.
we'll be all right. Full coverage.
Dude, imagine.
Sargento cheese.
We don't have to
gives us-
imagine it's real. That was
They
part
give
of
us
their
life
sponsorship.
insurance.
Imagine that they make their own podcast platform and we're just the only ones on it. Just like listen
make
to
their
the
own streaming
listen to
platform.
the CheezCast on Sargento
Sarg-
Plus.
Yeah, you beat me. You beat me to it.
Exclusively on Sargento Plus, $30
It's
a
the
month.
only thing on there.
$30 a month. You know how like Mr. Sunday they have their own service called Big Sandwich.
Yeah.
We'll be Big Grilled Cheese.
Big grilled cheese.
That does
Why not just
roll
Big
off-
Cheese?
Yeah, Big Cheese. Yeah.
Like,
That
Big
does
Grilled
not
Cheese.
roll off the tongue at all. Big Grilled Cheese. That's too many G's.
Big grilled cheese.
I think Big Cheese is really ruining the cheese world.
Big Cheese? Is that not a restaurant
Oh,
franchise?
wait a minute. Hold on.
Did you get where I was going?
What?
Like Big Pharma, but
Yeah.
Big Cheese. Big Cheese
That
is
was
really
that was a political statement disguised.
Isn't Big Cheese isn't that a pizza restaurant?
I don't know of a
That
pizza
might be a pizza restaurant locally owned in my
Big
hometown
Cheese.
that I was born
Okay,
in.
a locally owned pizza restaurant in your hometown. Wait, in Plainview?
No, that I was born
Okay,
in,
well then
in-
we
in
definitely would
Mexico.
not know.
That's
You're
what
thinking
I'm
of
saying.
Domino's. or
No,
Yeah,
Pizza
you're thinking
Hut.
of pizza. Nobody out Pizza's the Hut. So
Yeah.
Well, okay, but what if with Sargento cheese we do out Pizza the Hut?
well, Sargento cheese could do.
y'all's like sales are about to skyrocket, and y'all
Yeah.
don't even know.
They're going to be
Okay.
like, we've had a, during a really challenging time economically, we are doing so well. I wonder why.
You're welcome in advance, Sargento.
Yes. And thank you for sponsoring this episode. We appreciate it.
And all future episodes.
and all past
Please?
episodes
And
of
all-
anything we ever made.
Please.
Shout out to the
I don't
sergeant.
think staring at them is gonna make them want to sponsor us more.
Shout out to the CEO of
Should we
Sargento.
like just act like cute and I don't know.
Go ahead and sponsor us.
What are you trying to say?
Dude, that would actually work on me if I was a woman. And you came up to me and was like, sponsor me. I'd be like, I will sponsor the shit
Damn,
out
girl,
of
how
you.
about you sponsor me?
It sounds like you're an alcoholic,
That would-
desperate for a
Please,
for a
for an
sponsor.
I'm
AA
trying to
sponsor.
get sober.
It starts off
I
like,
need a sponsor.
you want to sponsor me? Please.
My life is falling apart. I
failed
really,
at
I
a
really
job.
gotta get
I
it together.
can't. My medicine, my whiskey, it won't leave me. I can't leave it.
Most nights I find myself in the shower with a bottle of whiskey.
You're
and I
saying
can't
this at a
escape it.
nightclub that serves
Yes.
alcohol, of course.
And
Yeah.
it's like very attractive to women. It's like a huge pickup line of, oh, he's vulnerable. He wants me to be a sponsor. Like I have to do this.
But in this case, we're not talking about alcohol. We just need sponsors for our show.
Yeah.
So
Which is how we got Sargento in the first
Yeah,
place. That
yeah,
was the
yeah,
that
yeah.
was how that happened.
Yeah.
I did the same trick on a Sargento representative and it worked.
dude, since you work for a grocery store, could you speak directly to a representative of Sargento?
I don't know if I've ever met a representative of I mean, I have because they sponsor us.
Yes. Aren't we technically representatives of Sargento?
Wait, wouldn't we be in that case? I don't know.
Well, the point is that in the grocery world, Zacc's met a lot of high up people, most soonest to be Hulk Hogan.
Oh my
But you've met AI. You've met.
I've met AI, just all of AI.
You met Carson's mom from that picture that she was on.
Y'all met my mom when she was y'all's school librarian.
But due to the grocery world.
in the 6th grade.
Your mom is on a giant banner in Littlefield, Texas.
Is she still?
Yeah, they don't.
She
they're
doesn't
never
work
gonna take
for that nonprofit anymore.
I don't know what to tell you.
She
man.
hasn't worked for them in
Until
nearly
that
3
store
years.
Maybe
burns
on the
down.
banner.
It's gonna be
I'm
up
pretty
there.
sure the Plainview, that nonprofit that I'm not gonna name, I don't even think.
It exists anymore.
I don't
Probably
think it
not.
It was
has.
probably like a money.
I think
money
once she
laundering
left,
thing.
it got like even worse, and you might not be the most far off.
I think
Zacc.
most churches, especially the big ones in Plainview, are money laundering.
Oh, mega churches.
Yeah.
Do you know
Oh,
that? Okay,
like
actually,
Harvest?
to play into the origin of Plainview, Texas, do you know that the Play Place equipment from the original McDonald's was donated to a church in Texas, in Plainview? Like what? You remember when it got remodeled? McDonald's got remodeled and they took down the Play Place.
When
And
did
now
that
it's
happen?
the depressed old. Back when Ronald McDonald was on the chair.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And
I
they
haven't
remodeled
eaten
it.
McDonald's in general in a while.
But you remember what the inside of McDonald's looked like as a child.
Vaguely.
It
Okay,
is
well,
significantly different now.
I remember their Burger King didn't have a play place. Their McDonald's doesn't anymore.
I don't know if it does anymore, but
No,
originally,
they do, but it's not the same.
Would that have happened when I
it had,
after I
like-
moved away?
no, that happened way before.
It was
Way
a
before, like
long
when we were
time
in
ago.
high school.
when we were kids.
Yeah, it was way early.
We were children.
Oh.
Well, the plane basically, like all McDonald's,
Yeah.
they tore down like the old stuff and made it look like a sad coffee store,
Like a
coffee
bank.
store.
Coffee
Be more
store.
Mormon. Go to the coffee store. And then that equipment I just remember so vividly as a child. Well, we were driving one day. I was also a child, and I saw it in the yard of one of the churches that is off of where Pizza Hut's at.
Oh,
So
so
they
that
just-
playground. That was from McDonald's?
They just donated some of the equipment from the McDonald's Play Place. And I think that wasn't fair. I think that should have been for public use.
Yeah. I think that should have been donated to the fire department.
Yes.
Some fire departments have playgrounds. And
Thank you
that's-
for your service, first responders.
Well, yeah.
Thank you, EMSs. Thank you, first responders. Thank you, firefighters. You might have to cut this out for being serial cheaters for the most part.
At what?
That's just a firefighter thing.
Cheated like
Our
on their
relationships?
wives?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't date a firefighter.
But hey, I couldn't go into a burning house if I wanted to.
Yeah. So shout out to you guys for doing that.
I don't know why anyone would want to do that. Unless they're
Probably
trying
to
be a
cheat on their wife.
Unless it's the music video for My Hero by Foo Fighters. That's the whole music video, is a guy getting
Running
people
yeah.
out of a burning building.
As they're also in
as
the
they're
building
in it playing the song.
Well,
I
that's-
saw a meme that said when your house is on fire and you accidentally call the Foo Fighters instead of the fire.
Yes.
It's the stupidest meme, but it is so funny.
Famously, that's the same house that Peter Parker saved little kid from.
Dude, that mother saying bless you to Spider-Man, when I was a child, I was like, you dumb bitch, he did not sneeze. Why the fuck you blessing him? But now I get it.
You
She's
get
just
it.
blessing him because she saved. Why did she leave her baby in that? Well, okay, we don't know the context. Never mind. I'm not gonna judge that woman in Spider-Man
She was like,
1.
she said, bring all my money and my husband, but leave the baby. And then whenever she was gone, she's like, we forgot something. That's the context of what happened.
Forgot our child.
Bring all
somehow.
of my money and jewels.
Jewels.
My family jewels and
But
dishes.
forget the child.
Forget the Bring forth the family jewels out of the fire. And she's also a Victorian era greedy person.
Yeah.
Hence forgetting the child. 'cause
Is
it's,
Spider-Man 3 the only Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie where he doesn't rescue a child from a burning building? Because it happens in the first two.
Does he save a child in the first one, or does Green Goblin just go? and
He
scares
saves
him?
that baby and gives her to the mom, and then hears the goblin and goes into the building, and
There
then
we go.
Goblin scared the fucking shit out of me as a child whenever he like turned around.
It's terrifying. It's a terrifying scene.
My brother, who is not very, he's media literate. I don't know why I was gonna say he isn't. He's just not a big fan of movies. He like recently said to me, he was like, those like original Spider-Man movies, they're kind of scary. And I said, yeah, they're directed by Sam Raimi. And he's like, am I supposed to know who that is? Only one of the biggest names in horror ever. Dumbass. He's
Yeah,
not
you really
watching
got
this
him.
Literally
one.
ever.
Yeah. Anyways,
What an idiot.
But then
Well-
he saves that little girl when he doesn't have his powers, and she somehow like pulled him.
She saves him.
She
too.
saves him, which I get the symbolism. It's very touching, but kind of stupid. But in 3,
Nobody's saved. Well, and
Gwen.
also, okay, Gwen. Yeah, I guess not nobody's. If there was a Spider-Man movie where nobody was saved, that might be a misfire.
it might
He
just
just
have
did
no
a
been.
good
child.
job that episode.
No child
Or
was saved
movie.
from a burning building.
It might have only been Gwen and MJ.
Well, but I think the first one reminds you as being impactful because the Green Goblin is so scary. He's green. He's got a pointy nose,
It's Willem
which
Dafoe.
really brings me back to Wicked.
To
in the
Wicked,
sense
yeah,
that,
okay, yeah.
I
just-
think that
You
Wicked.
said he was green and has a pointy nose, and
there you
just
go.
to
That was
segue
a
into
transition.
Wicked.
That
And
was a
then I
transition.
said he's Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe,
I don't
might be a
remember him being
rumor.
in Wicked.
He
he in?
auditioned.
To be the wizard.
You want to let me finish? He auditioned to be the wizard.
And he didn't get it.
You know who
That's
I think should have
tragic.
played the wizard? This guy.
If Nicolas Cage played the Wizard of Oz,
Would that not have been? Would that not have
I
been?
may have gone and see it. Like,
Yeah.
I've gone and seen it, bro. It may have been a musical I
Yeah,
enjoyed.
but it's Jeff Goldblum.
That is, dude, I'm.
If I
the
could see a
wizard.
podcast, if there could be a podcast structured much like ours, but between Jeff Goldblum, Matthew
Betwixt.
McConaughey, and Nick Cage, dude,
they're gonna say Nick Frost.
Nick Frost, I'd watch that too. I love Nick Frost.
Have Nick Frost in there. Shout out to Nick.
Dude, Nick Frost, come be on our show. Shout out to Nick Frost and Nick Cage. I genuinely love you. I feel like if I was to go up to Jay Baruchel and I was like, big fan, dude.
You're getting close.
You're the
Don't-
what?
We're getting close.
Listen.
We weren't gonna talk about it.
Listen, if I was to go up to Jay Baruchel and I'm like such a huge fan, loved you as Hiccup, he'd be like, oh yeah, Train Dragon, yeah. It's one of his biggest roles. You know, Knocked Up, I think he was in that. But then if I was like, dude, you're the prime Merlinian, I think he'd be confused at first. And then if I was like, Sorcerer's Apprentice, he'd probably honestly be like, I haven't heard anyone talk about that movie since it came out. Like, I've never heard of anyone being a fan. Love Jay
Should we just
Baruchel.
rip this Band-Aid off, or should we just wait and not talk
I don't know. But if I went to Nicolas Cage, I feel like I could just be like Balthazar, and he'd be like, Sorcerer's Apprentice. I like that movie.
about it? Okay, that's.
I genuinely think that would
interaction is
happen.
100% true. That would.
I think
definitely
so.
happen.
Nick Cage. I already said this. Never mind.
Nick Cage, come on the
I
show.
mean, technically, he is on the podcast. He's been sitting next to us the whole time.
Dude,
He's right. He's been here this whole time.
should I zoom out?
He's right
Zoom
here
out
with
and
us.
show
Look at that.
where he was sitting.
He was right here
It's
the whole time.
Yeah.
it's sequin or sequin. Don't fucking at me for saying that wrong.
Giving us love and support.
Always.
Cage.
Frick Cage. But yeah, I genuinely think that would be the conversation. Jay Baruchel would need a second to remember and would be astonished that there's a fan of Sorcerer's Apprentice, let alone the biggest fan, myself. But Nick Cage would know the most obscure reference. I
Yeah.
don't even think I would have to call him Balthazar. I think I could probably just say something like,
What does he say about shoes?
oh my God, if I was to be like, Nick Cage, I got the rubber soles to block the currents, he'd be like, Sorcerer's Apprentice. I like that movie. I'm not even going to try a Nick Cage impression. I'm so bad at it.
Well, the point is that you would mention the most minor line ever from Sorcerer's Apprentice. And be
Yes.
like,
I
oh,
think he
remember.
would get it. He strikes me as the type of actor who remembers every movie he's ever done still to this day.
And it was method the whole time. He's like, I had my wife and son call me Balthazar through the entire filming of that
It
movie.
was every role was method acting.
Every single role.
If Nick Cage is a method actor, I pity everyone who worked on The Vampire's Kiss.
I pity everyone who is intimate or closely connected to him.
I envy them.
I want.
I want that.
was-
I wish
you know.
I was there with him.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know how I got into Sorcerer's Apprentice.
I don't remember how you segued into that either.
So yeah,
somehow
magic,
he segued back
magic,
to Wizard of Oz.
Wizard,
Wizard
Nicolas
of
Cage
Oz,
as the
Wicked,
Wizard of Oz,
Nicolas
Wicked.
Cage.
So yeah,
I think we need to wrap up the Wicked thing. I think we need to.
I think we need to always find a way back to Wicked every episode.
Wicked is great. Go watch it. Nicolas Cage would have done great as the wizard, but I guarantee
This camera is getting on my last nerve.
it's butt freaked.
We're also nearing an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can call it quits.
If you want to
now.
wrap up your Wicked combo,
I think
yeah,
this might be a
Connor, you
recurring
want to
thing.
wrap up your wicked
Shit,
thoughts?
I don't think
Yes.
I can wrap
Wicked
it up.
thoughts.
If we were from Massachusetts, that would just sound normal. Your wicked thoughts. Sorry.
Shout out to Mark Wahlberg,
Shout
who's
out
not
to
from Massachusetts, but
Mark Wahlberg's from Massachusetts.
Oh.
He's from Boston.
he's from Texas.
Oh my God. Texas man, Cade Yeager.
Yeah.
I think we just found a transformer. You
Cade
can't
Yeager
say
from
that.
Texas.
I'm from. Oh my God.
Can't even do a bad Mark Wahlberg impression or a
Who
good
already sounds like he's doing a bad impression of himself.
one. Yep. To wrap up the Wicked thing, it's really good. I think you should go see it, and maybe we will revisit this topic after Zacc's seen it, and he can tell us what he thinks, how you feel.
Why would I go see it?
Because
Well, simply because-
chloroform on your face and
Tell you
take
what,
you
if
to the-
Sargento pays for my tickets, I'll go
Oh
see
my
it.
God.
Okay, well that's
What
an
if one
obvious-
of us paid for your tickets?
Maybe I'd
I mean,
go
we're
see
sponsored by Sargento, so technically they'd be paying for it.
They're already
anyways.
lining
They're
our
paying our
pockets.
paychecks. So
it. I probably should go see it, just so I have better context to the thoughts.
So that way we can continue the conversation of Wicked.
Really gonna make it
Or
a two-part
even
conversation?
if you
Because it's a two-part movie, dude.
Whoa,
You're
dude.
catching on, dude.
So, a
I'm gonna
year
sing
from
Give
about
me
it.
some.
Ooh, that was weak.
That was it was
It's
meant
because
to be weak.
he injured me.
Oh, okay.
Dude, that's your handprint on my fucking wrist.
A
was
year
weak?
from when
There's
Wicked,
nothing
from when
there.
not a year from when Wicked comes out. A year from when this is posted, we will revisit it in part 2. And
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to talk about part 2 when
yes,
that comes out.
No, we
in
will
less than a year from
we
now.
will do a part 2 where Zacc actually sees the first Wicked for the first time.
Yeah. Should we like wait for it to come on Blu-ray? Because I'm gonna buy it, obviously, and like do like a watch along and record Zacc's first reaction. We'll sit.
I'll probably
could-
see it in theater before then. So
We can do that with something, but
We got to do it with something. Have y'all neither one seen Madam Web?
no.
Oh,
We can do it with Madam Web, but
yes.
I need to have like a cigarette or something to get through that. Or a pill.
Yes. No one's gonna tell you this.
some meth.
The sickest, most unconventional double feature, Madam Web and Dune Part 2. I'm not even kidding. I saw them back to back on the same day in theaters. Strangely, start off with Madam Web, go right into Dune Part 2. Don't watch Dune Part 1.
Don't watch Dune Part 1. Like, don't do a trilogy of Dune Part 1, Madam Web, Dune Part 2.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
that's
Don't do
ambitious.
that. That is ambitious to yeah. No, if you're gonna watch Dune Part 1, watch that and then Madam Web and then Dune Part 2. But no one's gonna tell you this because no one's ever done it except for me and my girlfriend Chloe. Yeah, we saw them both in the same day. Sickest double feature. She won't tell you that because she didn't think it was a sick double feature, but I did.
Can you give a handful of reasons why those two movies go well together?
The whiplash you will experience is unmatched because you're watching Madam Web, which is arguably a very bad film. Everyone in it is bad. Most everyone has given a good performance before, but not in that. And it's just a fundamentally broken film. And I think it's unironically a very great, so bad it's good film. Dune Part 2 is fucking fantastic. And so if you watch like such an incredible feat right after something that is just broken in every way, it's Dune Part 2 is already fantastic. It's like mouthwash after drinking the most disgusting drink you've ever had before. It's like holding in a long piss and then finally pissing, and it just feels amazing.
All pain until the release, and then it's all pleasure.
What? Yeah.
I was going to say it's like you're going from Dollar Tree bargain bin to cinema.
You're going from McDonald's burger to
Handmade Gordon Ramsay.
yes, to the ultimatum from regular show. It's like that. And it's shocking. Like you will literally feel the whiplash of quality. You might snap your neck. That was so stupid. I'm gonna cut that. I'd take 1,000 voice cracks over that bullshit that I
That
just
was
said.
a horrible line.
I just voice cracked saying that. Where can they find you guys?
I
Y'all
don't
have
exist.
socials.
I
do
live
you,
at
though?
like,
No,
where,
no.
okay. You can find me.
Nowhere.
These
Oh,
cameras.
I thought it was a still
It
image
just
because we were
stopped.
sitting so still.
It just
It's just been a picture this whole time. No, not like find y'all like where y'all live.
You can find us on the
61
next
my
episode.
address. the next episode. You can find me at
On
Sargento
here.
Cheese headquarters. I usually bunk there for the most nights.
Yeah.
Bump there?
Bunk?
Oh, bump. I thought
do
you were
bump
like,
there,
You do a
too.
bump of freaking shredded cheese.
Yeah, they give me Parmesan shredded straight, bro.
but you've thought this whole time that it was just cocaine. But you're like, why isn't it working?
Dude,
You're like,
I
why
mean,
is it so delicious?
Why does it smell?
Why
like
is it like locally
cheese?
pasteurized? What?
It's like locally
is it
pasteurized cocaine. This is the good shit.
Anyways, thank you everybody who watched / listened / was involved with CheezCast Ep 1.
Ep 1. If you've made it this far,
Ep.1.
which I find it doubtful for most people, then thank you. And if you chose to watch this at all, I think that's a pretty big thanks too.
Also, if you want us to highlight or talk about or feel passionate about any certain thing, let us know. If it's sports, we'll try, but
I'm not gonna
probably
try.
not gonna. We're probably not gonna get
Zach,
that
you know
far.
sports, right?
Oh, yeah. I know so much about sports.
Yeah.
If you want to hear us talk about sports next time, please comment that you love sports and that you want to hear about
Yeah.
sports.
If
Any
if
suggestions
that's
we're
if
open
that's
to.
like the number one most suggested thing, I think I would.
We might have to end the podcast.
Does your dad like sports?
My dad?
Yeah.
We
My
might have
actual
to end the
dad?
podcast.
Yes, your
That's
actual
crazy.
dad.
No.
He doesn't. Connor, does your dad like sports, right?
He loves sports.
Okay,
He's
so
a sports
Zach,
guy.
so our dads will be in our place as us, and Zach will just be in between them.
Just-
Because my
I'll
dad,
mediate.
he knows sports.
Yeah,
He's like me with movies, but with sports. So,
baseball, football, the Mets.
okay. My,
Mets.
yeah,
Hockey.
we'll just have to do that. Maybe we should do that anyways. Have your dad be like, "What's up? I'm Connor." Have my dad be like, "Hello." That's how my dad
Hello.
answers the phone. And then Zach just acting like that's us. I think we should. Could we
That's a
get our
good-
dads to do that?
That's a good episode 2.
People will think that your dad is just Zach's dad. Oh my god! Which camera keeps turning off?